my virus is Escherichia coli 015787. What it needs to thrive is a warm but not too warm condition around 37.4 degrees Celsius, a neutral pH, and it needs humidity to grow, or it can grow in a liquid culture, and it grows without oxygen or without it sometimes. It needs salt, a carbon source, and a nitrogen source, like for example NaCl or KCl, to grow, and it produces 1 million E. coli cells from one parent cell in 7 hours. The food sources associated with it are undercooked ground beef, unpasteurized milk and juice, soft cheeses, raw fruits and vegetables. You can get it by drinking untreated water or swimming in contaminated water, and cows, sheep, and goats for the animals that have it. And not
Please excuse the interruption. This is just a reminder, after you check in homeroom, there is an FTA meeting for those members in 262. Thank you.
And not washing your hands after touching an animal can cause an E. coli infection. Some implicated illnesses of it is, this is the worst type of E. coli. Causes many symptoms, kidney failure, death. Yeah. And it makes a toxin called Shiga toxin. Can cause a hemolytic Ukrainian syndrome, uremic syndrome, and it produces toxic substances that destroy red blood cells, causing kidney injury, and it requires intensive immediate care. The incubation period is, it'll be in your system for 1 to 10 days. It'll be in your system about 1 to 10 days before you notice any symptoms. Once you have the illness, it'll usually last about 5 to...
Please excuse the interruption. There is a mandatory meeting for anyone interested in running spring track and field in the gym after you check into the homeroom. Again, a mandatory meeting for anyone interested in running track and field this spring in the gym. Thank you.
When you start getting the symptoms, they'll keep pouring in for the next few days, and then they progressively worse. Most people, though, notice the symptoms 6 to 8 days before. Some of the symptoms are nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, diarrhea, fever, loss of appetite, and mild dehydration. The duration of symptoms are 3 to 4 days, but can be longer for some individuals depending on how bad you have it. Steps for prevention: you got to cook all beef thoroughly and to the right temperature, and all meat for that matter. And if you are sent undercooked food at a restaurant, send it back to be cooked more, and drink municipal water that is treated. People that are infected, make sure you wash your hands frequently. Bacteria's implication to the farm-to-table continuum. When farmers butcher the meat, it has to be done the clean way with clean tools, so there's less chance of bacteria getting into it. When the meat is being cooked, it must be cooked to a safe temperature. When the customer has it, it has to be stored correctly and sealed. When in the store, meat has to be stored at a safe temperature.